everybody, here is a quick review and reminder on how to add fractions. So when we're adding fractions, we are looking at adding pieces of a whole amount. So when we look at our first shape up here, the circle is split into 8 sections. So if I just color in a few of those sections, that is now 3/8. And then if I come over here and I color in 2 of those sections, that is 2/8. So if I'm looking at 3/8 plus 2/8, it's going to be 5/8. So notice we add our numerators, but we leave our denominator the same because we're just looking at how many pieces are shaded out of the whole amount. Then things get a little bit trickier when we look at different amounts. So when I have 3/8, 1, 2, 3, but then I have 1/4, okay, I cannot simply just do 3 plus 1 is 4 because my denominators are not the same. So that's when life gets a little bit trickier for us. So instead, we're going to look at 3/8 plus 1/4. And when we do 3/8 plus 1/4, we're going to look at trying to get a common denominator. So the first way that I taught you to get common denominators was to just simply multiply 8 times 4 to get the same denominator for both of them. That's one way. The very best way is to look and say, is there a way to keep your 8 the same? And is there something you can multiply so that you can change this 4 into an 8? And in this case, there is. So 4 times 2 is going to be 8. 1 times 2 is 2. And then this I can leave the same. It's already an 8. So that way it just is a little less math for me to do. So then when I add 3 plus 2 is 5/8. My denominator stays the same. Okay, so that's how we are adding fractions. Sometimes we're going to have fractions like 4/7 plus 1/4. In this case, I can't change my 4 into a 7. I can't do 4 times 1 is 7, 4 times 2 is now 7. So in this case, I have to multiply 7 times 4 to get my common denominator. So 7 times 4 is 28. 4 times 4 is 16. Because whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top to keep that equivalent fraction. And then 4 times 7 is 28. 1 times 7 is 7. So then we add 16 plus 7. So that's going to be 23/28.